Hi and welcome to the first video of Snoring Frenchie BBQ. Today we're going to make delicious wild boar burgers with mozzarella. First we start by toasting the spices. So here we have 1 teaspoon of whole fenugreek seeds and 1 tablespoon of whole coriander seeds. Lightly toast them over medium heat until they are golden brown and fragrant. Once they're done, take them off the heat and give it a couple of minutes to cool down. After they've cooled, we're going to ground them to a powder. Next is to finely chop a red pepper. You can take any pepper you like, depending on how much heat you want. I'm adding a cayenne for some light heat. But if you want more heat, maybe take a habanero, or if you want less, just add a jalapeno. I store my peppers in the freezer, so this pepper is soft from being frozen. That doesn't matter for this recipe though. Once the pepper is chopped, we take 125 grams of mozzarella and then we first cut it into slices and take 2 of those slices and store those for later. Take 2 cloves of fresh garlic and then peel off the skins before you press them. Now it's time to mix everything together. Here I have 500 grams of ground boar meat and that has a good portion of fat. Add in the sliced pepper and garlic. Then add some of the mozzarella. Add the ground up fenugreek and coriander seeds. And then add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1 tablespoon of ground cumin seeds. I'm adding the spices in steps just to get it all mixed up better. Last is to add some freshly ground black pepper and kosher salt. Mixing it all together and adding more of the spices and more of the mozzarella as you go. I have a bit of mozzarella left over as I didn't want to have the burgers fall apart later when grilling them. The meat mixture was a bit too moist to make decent burgers, so I added some breadcrumbs to soak that up. Okay, now that we have everything mixed together, it's time to form the burgers. Let's take your ground board mixture and divide it in 4 equal pieces. Then take the pieces and make 4 nice burgers of them. Just have them slightly larger than the buns that you're going to use, as they will shrink slightly when they're cooking. Take your 4 burgers and put them in the fridge or freezer covered in plastic so they can firm up. While the burgers are cooling, it's time to light the barbecue. I'm using a Kamado Joe Big Joe, but any barbecue will work of course. I'm using a mixture of maruba and then some leftover charcoal from a previous session that's made from oak, beech and ash. Just light one side of the barbecue to create a direct and indirect heat zone. Once the charcoal is lit, add the heat deflector and grilling racks. I'm using the cast iron plate over direct heat and then have the grilling rack over the heat deflector for indirect heat. It's lit, let the barbecue come to about 200 degrees Celsius. While the barbecue is heating up, cut 1 white onion in half and then into slices. Then take a nice big meaty tomato and cut some slices of it. Now that the barbecue is at 200 degrees Celsius, it's time to grill the burgers. Add some oil or butter to the cast iron plate. I'm using clarified butter. Add the burgers, slightly pressing them for good contact with the cast iron. Then close the lid and let that sit for a few minutes before flipping the burgers. Once the other side is cooked, move the burgers over to the indirect heat so they can cook without getting burned. Then we'll use the cast iron to bake the onions. Then add those 2 slices of mozzarella you saved on top of the burgers to melt the cheese. Then after a couple of minutes, when the onions and burgers are almost done, take 2 buns, cut it in half and toast them on a cast iron. Then take the buns off the grill after they are slightly toasted, and once the onion is soft and slightly brown, nicely caramelized, take that off as well. Check the burgers if they're done, and then it's time to put it all together. Take the bottom half of the burger bun and then add a couple of leaves of fresh raw spinach. Add a slice of tomato. Before placing the burger on top. Then add some of that onion and place it on top of the burger. Top it off with the top of the burger bun and then you're done. Here you have it, wild boar burger with mozzarella, spinach and tomato and onion. And the spice mixtures give it plenty of flavor and the fat in the meat gives it all the moisture you need, no sauce is necessary. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel for more delicious barbecue. Thank you for watching. Bye.